Hi everyone, so we've come to the brilliant Tunnel Farm Fishery and I'm here today with Callum Dix. The plan is we're going to put the new Maver MV-RXX Margin pole through its paces right here on Houseball. So this pole, Callum, can you just tell us a little bit about it?
So it's a great addition to the RXX range. So all the top kits from the Margin pole and the number 4 will all interchange into the RXX 16 metre pole and the RXS. So if you do already own an RXX, you can use this pole. All the top kits interchange, the number 4s are interchange. Obviously this is going to be a lot stronger than your original RXX, so if you go into any venues like real bag up venues where you're not going to be fishing very far, it really is a great addition. And it's made with the M7 carbon, so you're still getting the Italian quality carbon. So yeah, it's an absolutely amazing addition to the range.
Yeah, okay, well we're going to jump on the box and, like we said, put it through its paces. So we've sat on Houseball and Callum's decided to sit on peg 6. One of the better areas, Callum?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this lake tends to go from really deep at this end to really shallow at that end.
Yeah.
And peg 6, you're in like the happy medium, because it's only like 4 or 5 foot. So that's why I think a lot of those bigger F1s hang around in this area, because the depth is perfect.
Yeah, okay. So just before we go on to look at some details about the pole, just talk me through your reasoning behind where you fish down the edge there and run us through the rig.
So basically, if you look at the contours of the bank here, it's very, very shallow close to me in the edges.
Yeah.
So for tapping in meat and fishing for those bigger F1s, I didn't really want that. I wanted to go a little bit further away from myself, where there's cover in between me and where I'm fishing.
Yeah.
And I've got some cover right next to my float as well, which is important.
Yeah.
And it's a nice depth as well. It's just under 3 foot there.
Yeah, it looks an enticing area, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, I think if the fish come in on this line, it's the sort of place that you can catch for a long periods of time.
Yeah.
It isn't the sort of place where you're going to drop in, catch 2 or 3 and then they'll move.
Because this is one of the things, when you drop a plummet on a rig and you're looking for areas in the margins to fish, it can sometimes be really difficult, can't it, to know exactly where to target.
Yeah, one really important thing that I found with, especially this time of year when the fish aren't properly feeding in summer mode, is to make sure you've got some cover in between you and where you're fishing.
Yeah.
It's not so important in the summer when the fish will come really close to you, but this time of year when the water's still a little bit clear, having that little bit of cover in between where I'm fishing and where I'm sat is really important. So just tapping in a few pieces of meat down there.
Yeah.
5 or 6 pieces of meat.
Are they 6mm cubes?
6mm cubes,
yeah.
Just dropping it in a little bit away from the bank and then pulling your float in a little bit closer to the bank.
Yeah, so as it's resting on that slope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. So I always try and get it so your hook bait's the furthest one up the shelf. You tend to always catch the bigger fish fishing like that.
Oh, that's interesting. And obviously now this time of year, meat's perfect, isn't
it?
Perfect choice.
Meat is an absolutely brilliant bait. I would say a month either side of spawning.
Right.
So we're coming up to that sort of time of year now. So yeah, meat at this time of year now, it's phenomenal.
And let's talk a little bit, say before we go into the pole and details, let's talk a little bit about the rigs. It's quite, I wouldn't say delicate, but there's a bit of finesse to it, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's just under 3 foot.
Yeah.
So I've gone for a 0.4 float. We are looking to catch all the fish on the bottom. So I've just used a bulk and 1 dropper with a number 9. So it's fairly simple.
Yeah.
But you'll be amazed how many fish you still catch with that bulk just a little bit further away and 1 dropper. There's still a little bit of fall there. So it's quite simple, quite delicate, but really effective at the same time.
Yeah, and I noticed you're not feeding a lot of meat either.
No, of course, meat in general is a bait where you don't have to feed lots. I mean, I fished here the weekend and the right amount of cubes to feed was 6 pieces.
Yeah.
I'm doing the same again, and to be honest, I'm just getting a bite of chuck.
Well, it's been absolutely brilliant, hasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, the good thing is about meat as well, you can tap it in from a bit of a height. You can make noise, you can attract the fish into your peg without actually having to feed lots of bait.
Yeah.
Plus, when you feed it like this, 5, 6 pieces, and you can get bites feeding it like this, you don't foul up many fish at all.
Yeah. So this MV-RXX, 9 meters.
Yes.
3 top kits.
Yeah.
Cupping kit.
Yeah.
Retail price?
$629.99.
Yeah.
You get a little mini dolly butt with it as well.
Yeah.
To make it a full 9 meters, which is useful when using it at full length.
Yeah. And you obviously get the cups as well.
Yeah, the cups to go on the end. It's a great package, really. I mean, it's designed around the 16 meter RXX.
Yeah.
It's got all the great features, the 18mm mandrill, so it'll fit any other pole with 18mm mandrill.
Yeah, that's
top
interesting.
kits.
Okay.
The number 4 fits as well. So if you do like using a short 4 on your RXX 16mm, you can still use a short 4 with your margin pole.
Yeah.
Which is important.
Yeah.
Really, really strong. It's the M7 carbon, like I said a little bit earlier. So it's not quite as robust. It's a little bit more robust than the M8 carbon, which is what you want in a margin pole.
Yeah, because you want that, don't you? Because you're going to be using heavier elastics for bigger fish and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You want a little bit more, I guess, flex, you would say?
Yeah, definitely. Just a little bit more strength within the pole. But it's such a great tool to have, even if you've got a 3-4 grand RXX 16mm. To have this in your rod holder is real great, because if you're going to venues where you're only going to be fishing 4 or 5 meters and fishing for big weights, it's pointless using your 16mm RXS and risking breaking it. Just use this and you know you're not going to break it. It's so strong. It's just a great addition. Yeah,
and the beauty of it is, like you said, if you got the compatible pole, it will fit at the end as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So I mean, like for situations like this where I'm not going to be fishing more than 8 or 9 meters, is absolutely perfect.
Yeah. And this swim would represent a typical scenario for you, wouldn't it? Where you'd maybe use a margin pole down the edge.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And there's lots of fish to catch short here as well. So,
you
know, margin poles are brilliant for fishing sort of 5-6 meters.
I've got to be honest, even this time of year now, if you're going to come to venues like this and win, you're never ever going to go over more than 5 or 6 meters.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it really is a great addition to the pole range. Still with all the Italian carbon as well. So you're still getting all the high quality, the Suncore finish, everything about it is still the very, very best quality.
Loads of features,
yeah. Definitely, yeah.
And I want to touch on the top kits as well, because it's actually the first time I've used these tops, and those roller pullers are so smooth.
Yeah.
Really smooth.
The great thing about them is that they're obviously very nice to use because they're smooth, but the difference is when you run your elastic over a roller, it makes the elastic last a lot longer.
Yeah.
If you rub it over a sharp edge all the time as you're catching, a lot of the time, one day, and your elastic can be knackered.
Yeah.
With the roller, that really does preserve your elastic.
Yeah. And all the tops on this pole come with the rollers fitted, don't they?
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a real nice touch.
So we're just tapping in a bit of meat. Just going to drop it in from a little bit less of a height this time. But we'll still get those fish coming in.
And the thing is about successful margin fishing, or it's just the consistency, isn't it?
Yeah.
Keeping that bait falling through, dropping the rig in, but the way that you're laying the rig in, like you said, against the slope, making sure that cube's sat where it's sat.
Yeah. One of the biggest things I've seen, like I've been doing quite a bit of coaching recently, and one of the biggest things I've seen with margin fishing is people tend to foul hook a lot of fish.
Yeah.
And using the right kit, feeding it in the right way, all of a sudden it becomes a method where you'll win a lot of matches because the fish are so big that you hook.
Yes. And it's so easy to actually overfeed a margin swim, isn't it?
Yeah. You look at this now, I'm just tapping in like 5 or 6 pieces.
Yeah.
And I'm getting bites within 30 seconds a minute.
Well, typically a lot of people, you might put a big pot on,
Yeah.
put a big pot of ground bait and dead maggots in or something.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But you just don't need to this time of year.
Yeah.
Tapping in 5, 6, 7 pieces of meat, a little bit of height to make some noise to get them in.
Yeah.
And it really is a match winning method.
Let's have a look at that one. Let's hold that one up. That's a pretty one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a ghost one. A new.
So you
one
were saying,
of the new ones.
Ah, yeah, that's right. You were saying they'd stocked some of these in.
Yeah. So I think it's been about 18 months now since they've stocked them, and they went in at 6, 8, 10 ounces, and they're definitely coming on. But that's a ghost F1. That I'm sure that's why Tunnel's been fishing so well recently. That influx of new fish.
Yeah.
A year to 18 months ago really has pushed all the older ones on to make them feed as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's still early on in the year, and for £272 of F1s to win at the weekend, you know, the venue's fishing really well.
And bear in mind, at the moment while we're filming this, it's April.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So it's still not in summer mode at all yet, but it's still fishing unbelievable well.
Right, and Callum, I'll let you get this one in.
Yeah.
And then I fancy a little go, you know.
Yeah. No one, I'm sure you'll get them.
Now that you've primed it already.
Made the rig. Told you what to do. I'm sure you'll get one or two.
Surely can't get it wrong, eh?
There's another ghost one, that little
They're
ghost
really,
one.
really pretty fish,
Yeah,
aren't
and they weigh as well. They're lovely little fish. There you go, mate.
Right.
I'm showing you how it's done.
Yeah. So this sort of pole, I mean, this pole's going to handle anything you're going to hook, really.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, the top kits take any elastic that you want put in it.
Yeah.
And any modern day commercials now, even venues like Viaducts and places like that, where they're 12, 15, 18 pound, you're still going to be able to handle that. It's absolutely fine.
I mean, they're serious fish, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah, massive fish. And you've got to use the right kit for it. And this is what this has been designed for, to be honest.
Yeah. So all your heaviest dual cores and everything like that?
Yeah, 18 to 20 dual core, all that would be perfect for the top kits and for this pole.
See that? How I lowered that in as well. Oh,
there we go. And there we go. That's a better one as well, isn't it?
What elastics this we've got in here?
8 to 11 dual core, just through a short kit, which is what I like using for F1s and that this time of year.
Yeah. It's just nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice through that short kit. I think if I was going to fish a long kit, I'd probably want to go up a size.
Yeah.
But with those short kits, because you've got a little bit less elastic in the pole, you can get away with slightly lighter elastic.
Yeah.
The thing is about those short kits, they come up so close to the fish, they speed.
They really do, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's trying to go under the net.
Yeah, they come up that close, they're in your keep net.
Yeah. But those pullers really are so smooth.
Yeah, they're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Like I said, they preserve your elastic no end. I hardly change my the dual core.
But that's the key, really, isn't it? When it say you're not having to replace your elastic.
Yeah. That's it. It's just more enjoyable using it as well when you get the fish close.
Like I say, when you fish in venues like Viaduct or where they have got big fish, like 12, 15 pounders, your kit goes through a hell of a lot, doesn't it?
The amount of strain it goes through. That's why using a pole like this is so important, you know.
Yeah.
The thing is about it, I see it with so many margin poles. They're fine 5, 6, 7 meters.
Go under the pallet, this one.
But as soon as you go to the 8, 9, 10 meters, they do tend to dip away. But I'm sure you'll be able to see on this video, it's 9 meters down that margin and it's still really stiff and strong and nice to use. There you go. Slightly better one.
Got him there at the end. Slightly better one, Cal, eh? I can just talk you through how to do it if you want.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Only joking.
Once we've cut.
Only joking.
That's a typical
You're the master.
Tunnel Barn Farm F1, that.
You're the master. Well, there's another one, Cal.
Yeah. One thing I will touch on as well.
Yeah.
With the RXX Margin, when you get up to the 6, 7, 8, 9 meter lengths, it's still very slim. It's a different mandrel to the RXX. It's that the top kits and the number 4s aren't, but the pole at the back end's a lot slimmer, so it's lovely to use.
Yeah.
When you're fishing it in 9 meters, because it's so slim, it's really, really nice to use, and still really stiff and strong and everything. So
yeah, honestly, it does feel really nice to use. You know, it's easy to say that, you know, you're only fishing 9 meters, of course it's going to be good. But I mean,
it's really nice for how strong it is and what you can do with it and the kit you can use and the elastics you can use. It's a phenomenal bit of kit.
Yeah, I'm going to have one more, Cal.
One more? Go for it, mate.
Try and sign off on a big one, eh?
Yeah.
I noticed you were doing that as well, just dunking that meat.
Yeah. I mean, if you use the right meat, it should sink pretty quickly, but sometimes you do get the odd one just pop up a little bit.
Yeah.
But just dunking your bait with water before you ship out, make sure the bait sinks as fast as possible, and it helps keeping the bait in the pole.
Yeah.
Up. So if you're a little bit unsteady like yourself,
whoa!
It'll help you keep your bait in your pole cup.
Yeah. Just tap them in from a bit of a height, make a bit of noise.
Like 6, 8 inches above the water, and you can hear the bait going in.
Yeah.
I always say if you can hear the bait going in, I'm sure the fish can as well.
Yeah. And although, there's another one, yeah.
Beautiful.
And although, obviously, there's a lot of F1s in here, and that's what we're targeting and catching today.
Yeah.
As we touched on, this pole is designed for big fish,
Yeah,
isn't it?
of course, yeah.
You know them times when you hook them at 5 meters and they absolutely rip off.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You're on heavy gear,
Yeah.
022.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And that's what it's designed for.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of these margin fishing, commercial fisheries nowadays are just getting so big. There's so many venues around the country now where the fish are averaging over double figures. And yeah, like I said, you've got to be really equipped for it.
Yes,
But
definitely.
that's why I'll always carry one of these with me, always.
Like you say, you got that compatibility with it interchanging. It gives you loads of options.
Yeah. Just another strength option with your pole and with your kit, you know.
Well, Cal, I think
That is another old F1, tunnel barn F1.
I think we'll sign off on that one.
Yeah, beautiful.
So that's a lovely way to sign off this video. Obviously, we haven't been targeting massive fish today, have we?
No.
Maybe we'll take it back out of Viaduct or
yeah,
somewhere.
why not? Yeah, why not? I look forward to that.
So if you're in the market for a brand new margin pole, why don't you take a look at this latest offering from Maver at your local stockist. Thanks, Callum.